champions, my friend. Dum dum dum. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Dum dum dum. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of Africa.
But first, we have some breaking news to bring you. The Appeals Committee of the Confederation of African Football overturned the results of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations final, declaring Senegal the loser by forfeit after the Lions of Teranga decided to walk off the field. And for more on this, we are joined by James Fassina. What else do we know, James?
A few minutes ago here, received this statement here from CAF telling us that the score has been overturned in the final. Of course, this coming 2 months after what was one of the most incredible finals, I mean, in terms of drama that we've ever seen. But just to give you the latest, is indeed CAF saying here that the appeals board decided that in application of Article 84 and 82, that Morocco are declared winners of AFCON that took place on the 18th of January in the final, and Senegal then losing. Senegal having forfeited the game. That being based on then Article 82. Article 82 being if you leave the field of play, then you lose the game, which was, of course, part of the whole controversy of the Senegalese players leaving because of a referee decision for a penalty, of course, that was handed to Morocco. And from there, Article 84 being that if you don't follow Article 82, then you lose 3-0. That is it. 2 months after that dramatic final was played out, Senegal, according to CAF's release just a few minutes ago, are no longer African champions. They thought they were for 2 months. They've taken the trophy home. They've paraded. They've celebrated for the last 2 months. That, if you to come from this statement, is no longer the case. Morocco are declared African champions. That's incredible. James, maybe it's too early to say, but is it the end, or can we make appeal? At this point, difficult to say. I mean, there's been, of course, several investigations been going on since the start because of all the controversy that happened around the final, because of what happened, of course, with the players, with also what's happening around the pitch, the whole towels incident, and it just generally about that. So at this point, this appears to be the decision taken by CAF after Morocco lodged their complaints. So this does indeed appear to be the final decision. We'll be just going through the whole statements just to get a complete grip of it. But that is what we have right now that's come through in these last few minutes. Absolutely incredible to believe there, Clarice. It's going to be a shockwave in Senegal and across the African football for sure. Thank you very much, Ndasina, for all the details. We'll keep monitoring the situation and also, above all, the reactions. Thank you very much.
Let's cross now to Stamford Bridge and speak to Mimi Fawaz, who's our African football correspondent. She was covering AFCON a couple of months ago. You're covering the Champions League game tonight, Mimi. You thought you could focus on that. This news is now broken. Give us your initial reaction to it. An unbelievable story.
Yeah, definitely an unbelievable story. As you said, I was here watching the Champions League match between Chelsea and PSG, and I just looked at my phone and I saw in the CAF group, they've got a WhatsApp group for us journalists, where they dropped a statement where the news was breaking that they had basically overturned the decision, and Morocco are now being awarded the AFCON trophy from earlier this year in January, and Senegal had forfeited the Africa Cup of Nations trophy. Of course, we know the scenes that we saw, those controversial scenes, very dramatic scenes in the final where Senegal came off the pitch. It took about 17 minutes or so before they came back on the pitch when Sadio Mane asked them to come onto the pitch. And then we saw Brahim Diaz getting that Panenka penalty that was saved. And then we saw Pape Gueye scoring the winner in extra time. So it was amazing to look down at my phone as I'm watching the Champions League match and that statement dropped from CAF.
Mimi, in all your years of covering the African Cup of Nations, have you ever witnessed a scenario like this or seen something like this play the way it has?
No, I've covered 5 Africa Cup of Nations, and even in recent times, I don't recall such a situation ever happening where a team has been awarded the Africa Cup of Nations and almost 3 months down the line, it's been overturned and it's been given to another team. So for me, this is unprecedented times that we're seeing. And I'm seeing lots of reaction as well on social media from African football fans. It's been divided. Some are happy with the result. Others are shocked that the decision was overturned and Senegal was seen as forfeiting the Africa Cup of Nations final. So as I said, in the 5 Africa Cup of Nations that I've covered, I've never experienced a situation where a team has been awarded the trophy and then it's been overturned and given to another team.
Mimi, two questions. One, can now Senegal appeal the appeal? Can they have a process, and how long roughly will that take? I know you're just coming out of Chelsea, so I don't expect you to have all of the answers. And then secondly, did you get to bump into like Hakimi and see what he felt? Because I feel that, with sport, when sport's decided in the court, it doesn't really feel like you've won it. It kind of feels like you've been awarded it.
I was expecting difficult questions from you, so I'm breathing a sigh of relief.
I'm being nice today.
You're being nice today from your 2 questions. Firstly, I would say, what was the first one you said? I've already forgotten your first question.
Can Senegal appeal the appeal?
Yes, Senegal can definitely appeal it. I was looking to try and see if there's been a statement from Senegal. They haven't reacted yet to that. I'm expecting them to react to it. It can go all the way to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. So we'll have to wait and see if Senegal are going to go all the way and contest this being overturned. And of course, the second question that you asked me, I guess I could say, is, what was the second question?
Hakimi, have you bumped into him? Yes. And how do they, because people don't... As athletes, you want to win it. You don't want it to be awarded to you. So if you did bump into him, how does he feel about it was kind of the question.
I did bump into Achraf Hakimi. We were positioned right there in the mix zone as he was passing by. You can imagine he had his hood on, he had headphones on, but I was still able to shout across to him as he walked to the bus to ask him what is his reaction to the announcement. I'm sure he's seen it. The announcement was made whilst he was playing the match, but no doubt when he came out, he would have seen in the locker room all the reactions on social media. All he did, Troy, was smile at me and he kept moving. So I guess he must be a very happy person tonight.
Achraf, ¿te has enterado? Imagínate que ha sido campeón de Marruecos, ¿no? Enhorabuena.
Awarded AFCON winners, your reaction, please. Morocco now considered AFCON winners.
You mentioned Hakimi there, Mimi, and some of the other Morocco players that are involved in these big games in the Champions League. He didn't want to react to it, maybe doesn't know the full story just yet, and will obviously get up to speed with that in the next couple of hours. But do you think there is a sense that they will accept it? Will they come out and say, OK, yeah, we were the winners and celebrate the fact that they've won AFCON? Or are they just going to keep quiet and sort of move on and hopefully it gets forgotten?
For the fans, I'm sure they're very happy about it and they'll be celebrating because I have seen some of the comments already on social media and the Moroccan fans are happy with this decision. For the players, who knows? It could be a bit different. As I said, it was very controversial, the Africa Cup of Nations final. Brahim Diaz, as we saw, that Panenka, that was saved by Edouard Mendy. There was lots surrounding the Africa Cup of Nations with the Senegalese fans trying to come on the pitch. There was with the riot police, there was a bit of clashes over there. So for the players, I think it might be maybe overshadowed a little bit just because of how things have developed over the past few months. And it's taken 3 months for this decision to be made as well.
They have done this simply because they decided to walk off. They decided to walk off. And that is their own fault. And they deserve to be punished for that. And when they decided to do it, the only player that didn't go was Sadio Mane. And respect to Sadio. If I could take him and give him one of the gold medals, but leave everybody else, I would do that. But the ones who are getting the gold medals, the ones who are getting the trophies now, it's Morocco.
Ah, effectivement, la fête qui est prévue au Stade de France, Karim, à mon avis, on va pas y assister ici à Paris puisque cette décision vient comme un coup de tonnerre. Mais comme le disait Karim, là, clairement, c'est une victoire pour le Maroc qui a gagné devant la...
Le Maroc qui a organisé cette
Le Maroc qui a
CAN.
organisé la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations, effectivement, et tout s'était parfaitement placé. Il faut d'ailleurs saluer l'organisation du Maroc qui avait très bien organisé son tournoi jusqu'à ce chaos final, sans jeu de mots. Donc ça, c'est une victoire effectivement du Maroc devant le jury d'appel. Le Sénégal, on peut, comme l'a dit Karim, imaginer qu'il va tenter tous les recours possibles. Et s'il le faut, il ira devant le tribunal arbitral du sport. Mais c'est une évidence que cette affaire ne va pas en rester là. Le Maroc, évidemment, se satisfait de cette décision.
84 and 82. Let's read it and see if it makes sense or in this context it applies. So this is what it says. If, for any reason whatsoever, a team withdraws from the competition or does not report for a match or refuses to play or leaves the ground before the regular end of the match without the authorization of the referee, it shall be considered loser and shall be eliminated for good from the current competition. The same shall apply for teams previously disqualified by CAF, by decisions of CAF. This team will lose its match by 3-0 unless the opponent has scored a more advantageous result at the time when the match was interrupted. In this case, this score will be maintained. The organizers committee may adopt further measures. You see, this is what the law says. But if you read the law very well, it indicates that the referee has to indicate it in his report. And if you look at the procedure of forfeiture of matches, so this law, and so this is first of all, this is basically what the CAF disciplinary committee used to rescind the decision. So now you understand. Morocco filed for an appeal based on this law. The CAF appeals committee has rescinded the decision.
Depois de 2 meses, os caras tiraram o título de Senegal. Reviravolta, CAF e VWO de Senegal e decreta Marrocos campeão da Copa das Nações depois de 2 meses. Que loucura é essa? Marrocos é considerado campeão após confusão na final. Né? Vocês estão lembrando que eles abandonaram o jogo por aquele pênalti marcado, aí voltou pro jogo, o Marrocos perdeu o pênalti. Mano, que loucura!
Rapaziada, Marrocos foi campeão da Copa Africana, mas você não lembra que a gente transmitiu que o título foi de Senegal? O jogo foi uma loucura, a gente lembra, Senegal abandonou o campo, depois voltou, aí o Brahim Dias perdeu o pênalti, Senegal se sagrou campeão depois com um gol, mas isso tudo não valeu, tá? Depois de uma análise toda, depois de mais aí de quase 2 meses de análise, Marrocos foi dado como campeão porque entendeu que Senegal, por ter abandonado o jogo, e sim se configurou como WO. Por isso, 3-0 e Marrocos levou o título da Copa Africana.
Remember the Africa Cup of Nations final, which was a full 58 days ago. It was absolutely chaotic at the end. Senegal won it. Papagay's extra time goal sealing a second AFCON title for Senegal. But there was chaotic scenes, you might recall, at the end of normal time when the Senegal players walked off the pitch and Brahim Diaz missed a penalty for Morocco in the 24th minute of injury time. Senegal won the Africa Cup of Nations. 58 days later, the news now is that final result has been overturned in a major ruling. Senegal now declared to have forfeited the match, and Morocco have been declared winners of the Africa Cup of Nations with a 3-0 scoreline. The Confederation of African Football Appeal Board stripping Senegal of that title after they walked off the pitch for more than 10 minutes when that penalty was awarded to Morocco in the final was missed. Senegal won it 1-0, but the result is now overturned. This is an unprecedented ruling. Senegal no longer the 2026 Africa Cup of Nations champions. It is now Morocco who have been declared 3-0 winners. Incredible story. There'll be more on that on Sky Sports News a little bit later on.
Historical moment, historical sentence for the AFCON. Morocco have been announced as the official winners of the AFCON 2025-2026. Official statement tonight by CAF, the African Federation, to announce that Senegal are no longer the winners. After the rules check in the recent weeks, the decision is to announce Senegal to forfeit the final and Morocco as winners for 3-0 after what happened in that crazy final. So official Morocco are considered by CAF with an official statement as the African champions.
We are the champions, my friend. Dum dum dum. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. Doom, doom, doom. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of Africa.
Pour le drapeau, pour la nation, c'est notre mission. Allah al-Watan al-Malik. Ganar es la única vía.